Hey, Cinco 6V, guess where I am? Yes, that is right. We are back in room 102. I just wanted to come by and pick up a bunch of stuff that might need the next few weeks. So I thought let you guys see our room again. It's been a while. It's actually very clean. Here, have a look. So back in the classroom. Yeah, like your second favorite place in the world to be. Other than your homes, of course. So I totally forgot about the coloring contest we never had a winner. So I'm gonna pick one right now. Let's see. Let's go. I'm going to crown this guy right here as the champion. Congratulations. So whoever's that is, 6 million points to you. So I'm glad you get to see the classroom today. It's kind of cool being back in here. It's weird being away for so long within one school year. I mean, it happens over the summer, but it's odd for it to be during the school year, much longer than any vacation we've had before. So other than seeing the wonderful classroom, once again, I did actually want to put out a video today just to help you out at home with just how to organize yourself, some tips to try to be more productive and get all of your schoolwork done and not be too stressed out about it. So I'm standing near our schedule right here. Your whole lives you've had your school day planned out for you. That's our jobs, that's the school's job. So you've been in a school with a plan, let you know where to go at different times. There's always people around to be there to help you out, watch over, so you make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it's very regimented and put in place what we think is the best way to help you. So at home, you don't get that as much. I mean, your parents are helping out. They are busy. They got things to worry about as well. It's just a little bit different at home. So you have homework and such, but doing a whole school day is definitely different. So I'm hopefully gonna give you some tips here that might help you out and make your lives a little more productive at home and stress-free. The first thing you should do is make sure you have a productive workplace at home. And so what does that actually mean, being a productive workplace? So a place that would not be productive is maybe on your couch in the living room with the TV on, siblings running around, even your parents doing stuff around the house in that area that can be kind of distracting. You don't have to isolate yourself and make yourself completely out of the way, but maybe move into like the dining room table that's more out of the way from maybe the action of the house. Your bedroom is a great place if you don't mind just not seeing anyone for a little bit and just really get focused. But to really find a good location. But other than location, it also is what's around you. So make sure you're comfortable, you're in a comfortable chair. I have a desk at home where I'm actually filming this, and it just gives me a spot that I know when I'm there, I'm gonna be productive. I remember having in college and of course in college you have tiny, tiny little dorm rooms, was to try not to do your schoolwork in your bed. Now I know beds are super comfortable. Obviously, that's why we sleep there, spend a third of our days there. The thing about that is if you're doing a lot of work in your bed, then it actually has been proven that it's tougher to fall asleep in your bed because you start thinking, even if you're not realizing it, about your bed as a place to do work rather than a place to sleep. So try, if you can, not to use your bed too often. I mean, if you're reading, that's one thing, that's fine, but you don't want to spend like 2 hours in your bed just doing work. So really find a productive place to be doing work. Also, with a productive place, make sure that you're limiting distractions other than just people. So if you have a nice spot in your room with a desk, but maybe your Xbox or your PlayStation is right next to your desk, and it's just so tempting to reach over, grab that controller, and start playing for, I'll just play for 5 minutes, then it's 10, then it's 20, and also it's an hour, 2 hours. So really just try to pick a good, productive spot to work. Second tip is to have a checklist and to make a schedule. And there's actually a difference between the two that I'll talk about. The first thing we'll go over is the checklist. So checklist is just the list of all the things you want to get done in a day. So right next to where I'm doing all my work, I have my checklist. So I have this whiteboard that I can put up on my wall here, right under my window. And it's a good spot where it's not always in my face, but it's very easily accessible for me. A checklist is different than a schedule. Checklist is just a list of all the things you want to get done. So if you look at mine, I have a tips video, so that's what I'm working on right now. Stuff from school, so I went in and grabbed some stuff from school. Go for a run. This is actually a good type of thing to put on a checklist because I'm going to probably go for a run no matter what. I don't really have to put that on a checklist. It's something I'm just used to doing. But the great thing is when you finish one of those type of things, you can check it off, and it just feels so nice to check off those boxes. Now, a schedule. So a schedule can be as simple as sticky notes. So this is not my schedule, but this could be an example of your schedule right here. So as you see, I picked the subjects, so math from 9 to 9:30, reading 9:40 to 10:15, writing 11:30 to 11, science 11:15 to 11:45. And you'll notice there's little breaks in between, so 9:30, 9:45, 10:15, 10:30, etc. So with a schedule, you want to make something that works for you, all right? You probably don't want to be waking up at like noon every single day, but you should be giving yourself a little time to sleep in if you want, just getting up at a reasonable time. So I usually wake up at 6 o'clock for a regular school day when we're at school, but I've been sleeping in definitely later than that, just to make sure I'm rested, don't have to go in and set things up, obviously, in the classroom. There's plenty of work still I'm doing, but it gives me time. I'm woken up, nice and rested, ready for the day. Having that schedule is nice because if you just have the checklist and you just have, okay, I have 12, 13 hours in the day, of course I'm going to finish all those things. But we all know things get in the way. We get distracted. Even if it's not from really entertainment or video games or played with your siblings or something, it could be you're eating snack and then later you have lunch and then your parents ask you to do something, all that, all of a sudden you start running low on time and it's very easy to say, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Also, the feeling you get of having those set times is very helpful as well. So I have my checklist of all those things I want to do, and I can think I'm going to get them done at some point. I know I will, but they're going to be always on your mind. So if you have a schedule, you know, okay, I don't have to worry and stress about my science I have to do today because I know at 10:45 or whatever your time is for science, you'll get to it and work on it then. And you don't have to just always have all these things on your mind. That's something that I have going on all the time with you guys with school. I'll have, okay, I need to grade some stuff. I need to prepare a lesson. I have practice today for coaching. And then I have to plan for the next day. So if I don't have a schedule when I'm going to do all those things, it's just going to nonstop be on my mind and it's just going to make me go crazy. Having that schedule is just really going to make it work for you. You can adjust it. That's what's great. If it's too late or too early, if you want to do like 1 hour in the morning of work and then an hour in the afternoon of work, that can work for you as well. But I do encourage you put breaks into that schedule. You don't want to just work for 3 hours straight or 2 hours straight or however long it's taking you to get these things done. That's not going to be the best way of doing it. So give yourself a little bit of break. Don't give yourself too big of a break between each thing. Then it's going to make the school day seem long. If you give yourself like a 2-hour break in between each thing, then it's going to seem like your school day is like 8 hours long because you always have some work to do. I would try to pick maybe at the most 2 big chunks of time and then break those up into smaller little bits. So maybe 9 to 10:30 you do 2 of your subjects with a 20-minute break in between, and then 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock you finish your other 2 subjects with a 15-minute break in between. If you look at the schedule I put with the sticky notes, you just try to get them all done by noon with a break in between every subject. So whatever works for you, work with your parents. You can email me and work with me as well on that. So that is making a schedule and having a checklist. Next tip, have all your tools and your comforts with you. So what this means is throughout the time when you're working, you might want to get up to get something to drink. You might realize you need to go get a pencil. You might realize that you need to go get some markers. Maybe you're doing something artistic. Maybe you need to go grab a book. Really try to get all those things at once, because those can be a distraction, even a wanted distraction sometimes. You might think, oh, I know I will have to get my book later, so I'm just going to not grab it now. That way I can distract myself later. So really try to get your stuff. So maybe it's crayons, pen, pencil, whatever it is, even your computer mouse. Should be near your computer, but you never know. And even whatever, if you're going to be drinking something as you're working, food, snack, whatever it is, just have that all with you at the beginning. So you're ready to go, you're comfortable, you're in your seat, just like in class. You want to try to have all supplies ready to go. Next tip is something that Mr. Parent would probably enjoy, is to incorporate some music into your time while you're working. Make sure it's not super distracting. It doesn't have a ton of lyrics usually that you're going to be finding yourself singing along to and distracting yourself, especially if you're doing something that takes a lot of reading. So I know when I'm reading your longer papers or I'm reading a book, I can't really listen to music unless it's more background music. Maybe during math review or something, I could probably use some music that have some lyrics, but I would focus on music without lyrics. And that's what I use in the classroom, is that YouTube channel Chill Hop. So here's the Chill Hop. So that's going on my computer right now. Obviously no sound for this video, but maybe you can hear that. So this is Chill Hop on YouTube. Let that play in the background if you can hear it, I don't know. But it's also nice, they have little animations there going, so it's just something calming to look at, and it's not going to distract you, and hopefully will help you focus a little bit. Next tip is a reward system. Now, this is something you don't necessarily need to do, but it's something that could help. This is putting in a reward system for yourself. It could be something like if you work for 45 straight minutes productively and you feel you've been productive, or maybe your parents can help you out and let you know if you've been productive. Maybe you get 20 minutes of reading that book that's not related to school, or maybe you can go get a extra snack or whatever it is. So whatever might motivate you to keep working and working focused. Now, the only trouble with this one is if you're not honest with it, or if your parents aren't there to necessarily help you with it, and it's more on you. Because if you say, okay, once I finish my science and reading, I'll give myself 45 minutes of a video game or 45 minutes of playing outside with my siblings, and then you just rush through your work, then that's not really the best way to use the reward system, because then your work is going to drop off. So a reward system can be nice. Maybe it's getting 5 good comments back from your teacher. You get to kind of be creative, taking part in your schooling right now. That can be with your parents. So be creative, maybe come up with a reward system. Maybe you can tell this to your parents. They can set something up, put it on the fridge, and have some sort of schooling reward system. Maybe get your own tickets and have your own tickets in class and have your own auction within your family. You never know, that could be something cool. My final tip is avoid stress. And now that's super easy to say when someone's stressed out and you say, oh, don't worry about it, just be happy, don't panic, just don't stress out. It's easy to say, but it's hard to actually just flip that switch and not be stressed. So my tip is, if you are getting stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a break, take a longer break. If it's not something that's absolutely necessary to get done in that moment, maybe take a couple hours. Maybe wait till after dinner to go back to it. Maybe wait till the next day. So we are being flexible with all this. It doesn't mean you can just completely pick and choose when you do work and just not do work for a week or 2 days or whatever that is. But if you are feeling overwhelmed and stressed, do something that's going to relax you, completely take your mind off of it, even if it does break your schedule a little bit. Go for a walk, go outside, do something productive, take a nap, whatever it is, but make sure it's just when you are just feeling overwhelmed with stress. We're all going to be kind of feeling a little bit stressed at times. We're going to be feeling a little out of sorts at times. So we can't just completely, every single time we don't want to do something, just say, oh, I need a break and stop. But if you are truly actually feeling stressed out, worried about everything, just take those moments to break. And we have those built-in times for break with snack time and recess and lunch and even specials. They're definitely very important, but we all know that like going to PE in the middle of the day, that does help kind of break up the sitting down doing schoolwork. So if you're stressed, don't try to fight through it every single time. Give yourself a chance to take a break. So hopefully you can use these tips and you can have a very productive time working at home. See you later. Bye.